To celebrate our 30th wedding anniversary, we're heading to Europe.
For 30-something days. Our plans are to explore France, Switzerland, and Belgium over 35 days.
And we're capturing it all in this digital scrapbook.
We hope you enjoy our retelling of these adventures. As we mentioned at the end of our last video, we did a number of day trips from Zurich. This is our trip to Lucerne.
Lucerne is only a 45-minute train ride from Zurich, so including the walk from the apartments, it was maybe an hour to get there.
We had identified a number of cool sites that we wanted to see on this trip. Almost immediately, we were struck by the beauty of Lucerne and the unbelievably clear water of the Reuss River. Hard to see from the video, but there are a number of beautiful fresco paintings on the wooden arches on all of these bridges that tell the historical story of the bridge and the town.
Let's go up to this church. Bakery though. After walking around for a few hours, we started to get our appetite and started to look for someplace to grab a quick bite to eat. Yeah. This is where I first got to try fondue in Switzerland. Good night. 2 for 2? Can I do it? After? After a very satisfying lunch, we decided to go and find the 9 towers of Lucerne and walk across the city wall. 3 steep stairs. You want me to go first? Oh, you're right there. Wait a minute. Navigating. Guess I didn't quite realize what we're getting ourselves into here.
We climbed to the top of one of the towers and grabbed amazing views from each of the different vantage points.
It's beautiful. I promise you I'm okay. Something to note, going down was scarier for me than going up. So where did we get on the wall? It's all the way back down, right?
After a little bit of backtracking, we found the entrance to the wall that connects the towers.
Oh, yes. just goes all the way across with these different towers. And then there's some viewpoints that you can take pictures. I don't think we need to go up all the towers. I think one tower is plenty. Yeah. Unless we find an extra special tower with the elevator. I bet we'll watch the video and it won't look scary at all. I feel like a bunch of wimps. My count wasn't 9. There's supposed to be 9 towers.
We left the towers on the opposite side of where we entered and found this nice walkway path through pastures back down to the river.
I wonder what the view behind us looks like. Ooh, wow. Wow. Okay. Like all the rivers we've seen so far in Switzerland, the Reuss River was absolutely gorgeous. It was beautiful, clear water.
The other wooden covered bridge in Lucerne is Spreuerbrucke. Once we were done with the towers, we followed the river and crossed this bridge next. We had seen most of the sites we planned on seeing in Lucerne, but we still had some time to kill before our train back to Zurich, and we started exploring and found this park right on the lake.
It's obvious why Lucerne is one of the top tourist sites in Switzerland. It was absolutely gorgeous, quaint, and we'll never forget our visit there.
I was very excited for our next trip to Rappersville. This is a place where I stayed when I did work here back in 2000, and I have very fond memories and was anxious to see it again.
Instead of taking the train this time, we decided on a different approach. There's cruises from Zurich all across Lake Zurich, so we decided to go take a cruise across the lake. Yes, you should be following me. Because you're just looking for the first exit out.
Before that, Mishka found a street sail, and we had time to kill again before the boat departed. So we meandered around this large yard sail. The ferry across Lake Zurich works just like the trains. The Swiss pass that we purchased was honored, and we got in line before we boarded. Found our seat in the back, which is where we like to sit on these kinds of things, and had a great ride. There were lots of stops along the way, so it took 3 to 4 hours to cross the lake, but what a beautiful day. One of the ferry stops, there was essentially a wedding going on up at the church above the bay, and we happened to be there when they released a bunch of balloons. Probably isn't showing up as well as we would like, but it was pretty cool, and everybody got very excited on the ferry. Once we arrived in Rappersville, I became a little bit nervous. I wasn't sure how much I would remember, even just navigating around the town. I have segmented memories from that time.
Yeah, and I was just excited to see it because I've heard so much about it. Look familiar?
It turns out there was nothing to fear. I had very good recollection of the town and how to move around and get from one point to the next.
So was the McDonald's there when you were here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That was a regular thing. It was interesting, some of the things I did forget about, but it would come back immediately once I saw it.
Do it the way they're supposed to do it? What could possibly go wrong after a great big huge meal? Guess it's okay view. How's that for a perspective shot right there? Beautiful. Look. Speaking of wine, the grapes down there. I am not a wine person, but the wine here is truly amazing. I just feel bad because if we were to move here, then you wouldn't be able to partake of the wine. So it'd be sad. I mean, one of us will probably have to work. I mean, seems like you'll be the most sober, so yeah, makes sense to me.
Side of the wall of the Rapperswil Castle, there's a deer park that has a path that leads down to the swim area that they call Seabad.
Is that your foot? Did you do that foot mark for yourself 20 years ago?
I remember sitting above that Seabad during the hot summer months of our project, thinking about swimming, never went swimming.
Wanted to walk across the wooden bridge that crosses Lake Zurich. So John and I looked around for a little bit and were able to find it.
Yeah, I think the time I walked this when I stayed here 20 years ago, it was cold and windy and blustery, so I didn't have super fond memories, but today was a gorgeous day. We had a lot of serendipity on this trip. As we were finishing up the walk across the bridge, this group of people were rowing a boat and towing another boat behind him. The guy that you can't see it, but he's just sitting there drinking a beer. So just randomly happened while we were coming across, and we got a kick out of this.
I think the guy with the beer in his hands got the easiest job. That's pretty awesome.
We moved from the wooden bridge to the street bridge over the same section of the lake and got to see the point where the canton border exists. Schweiz canton is where Zurich is, and St. Galen is where Rappersville is.
So the only thing on my list that's left. So, Rosengarten. Rappersville is famous for the rose garden. It was a little bit early in the season, so we didn't get to see it in full bloom, but what we did see was absolutely beautiful.
I loved revisiting Rappersville, and I was so happy and grateful to share it with Mishka. This place has a lot of special memories for me, and we look forward to coming back.
Time to head back to Zurich. This time we're taking the train back instead of the boat.
Having access to this level of public transportation make these day trips incredibly easy and super enjoyable. The train rides themselves are fun. We did 2 other day trips from Zurich, one to Bern and one to Rhine Falls, and we'll share the details of those adventures with you next time.